Okay, well, we had a shitstorm of gaming the other day. Now, if you know anything about Halo, Halo is a remarkable series of video games that stretches back a while and has had continual faltering over the course of the history. Now, for me, Halo Combat Evolved, man, I grew up on that shit. I played the Xboxes. I played in a LAN party, a big LAN party full of people. In 2003, I played the second game. I fucking loved the third game. Played it infinite hours. And then from there, Halo just kind of disappeared for me. It's like I really didn't care too much about it. I had got enough of Halo in my life. Now I played the Master Chief Collection with my bro. Had a lot of good times doing that. And yeah, I mean Halo, the Master Chief Collection is amazing because you get to play those, 1 to 3 games, and there's ODST. Yeah, there are some gems in there, but you got 4, 5 Infinite. It just it just dragged, and it was clear for a long time they had no idea what to do with this series, and they still don't really seem to do it. They came out with a Halo, campaign evolved. They're remastering Halo in Unreal Engine, which, yeah, for sure. If they're gonna do that, yeah, you're gonna keep milking the franchise. Fine, Halo One could definitely use a refresh over and above the remaster. So it's a remaster. It's been remastered twice already. But I mean, sure, if you're gonna do that, go ahead. Halo is a legendary franchise, and we can just do that. We can just do those things now. Pump it through press the Unreal Engine 5 button and go. There you go. You got it. But yeah, anyways, this is not the core of the video. The core of the video I'm talking about today is a legendary tweet by Sir Trump himself, or at least his entourage, an AI video of Trump posing at this. Now, this wasn't the core controversy. This wasn't the main one that really did it in for, the different sides, the political left, the political right, who just have been attacking each other with a vicious vitriol for a long time here. Now, as you can see, 43 million views. This other one is the main one. We'll get to that one in a second. But essentially, it's like, GameStop was declaring console wars over. There's so much shit has gone on with this. I mean, you've had GameStop announcing the console wars are over, and all this memeing and tweeting, and Halo campaign evolved, and it's just been a shitstorm on Twitter. But the real entertainment of this, I mean, of course they were gonna fucking look at even Elon's posting America. Some kids like it just keeps going on and fucking on and on. So anyways, this White House post was a major one. They hated that. This is the real one. This one set things nuclear on Twitter the other day. Fucking nuclear, man. The people were at each other's throats over this. They literally wanted to kill each other over this. And it's insane that this happened because, just this one post garnered just your whole thing was full of it because it represents a very political issue in a very, let's say, divided time in America. And Halo has always been seen, to me at least, as a very American thing. You got, yeah, bro dudes, yeah, all this stuff, yeah, you got, troops and Marines and stuff. And it's essentially like an American thing, to me, honestly. Now, if you know your Halo lore, you will know that in the last little bit, Halo Studios has not, let's just say, has not really done the best job of catering towards dude bros in, let's just see if we can pop this in here. Yeah, like you know what I mean. So I mean, it's it's one of those things that leftists have seemed to have hijacked for themselves, as they typically do, these people. They like to make something that's theirs, and of course, when you have all kinds of activists infesting these studios, and the group of young arts developers kind of encompassing the leftist attitude, you've got a lot of this. And there was no greater show of this is ours than that. And let's see if it's here. There was a tweet where they were showing off that, and there was a tweet where they were showing off these kinds of things. And you can see where this is leading. This, since circa 2020, 2022, kind of has been Halo Studios themselves kind of saying, Halo's for everyone. Everyone's included in Halo. You don't have to feel ashamed of who you are because now we're on your side. This is the kind of uh, discourse that these people have bred. You know what I mean. So I mean, it's the same thing as Warhammer. Is that I've said this for a long time. Is that what these activists do? Is they'll take something that's manly, Halo, Marines, Warfare, cool, and or Battlefield, cool, epic, dude, bros, blowing shit up, and they want it to be now. It's not now you're about the flags, and now you got the representation, and it's ours now. That's what they do because they can't stand the thought of manliness and masculinity, because it to them they're just completely feminine people who are completely weak-minded. And there's no greater thing like Warhammer, no greater thing like Halo, that has just dude bros and blowing up aliens that's cool, and that they have to insert them. So there's your little synopsis of where we're going with all this. Because yeah, that didn't go over well. It's like, destroy the flood, join ICE. Like, you know where this is leading, because there was this massive civil war online where people were like, a lot of people are suddenly realizing politicals in video games are pretty annoying when it's not your side doing it. Yeah, that's a good tweet there. And you just know the queers, the 343 are releasing a vaccine. And here's the thing: is that this? Let's get this right off the bat. A lot of leftists online were screeching, saying, "Do something, Microsoft! Do something, 343! Do something, Halo! Sue the government! Make them take it down!" It's a fucking U.S. government. It's like Homeland Security. There's the Department of Homeland Defense. Like, I mean, like, that's the government. Let's try and walk into a fucking building and say to tell the government what to do. It's not going to work out well for you. Not especially when Microsoft is tied to all these major contracts, and there's so much political. Bill Gates is just going to see that if it ever even got across his desk, he's just going to see that and like, cool. On to the next $1 trillion deal, you know what I mean? Like, so they do these things. Yeah, conservatives watching liberals freak out, and that's what they were doing. Um, yeah, and these are the type of posts that you would get. Is, oh, my childhood is being used as an ass. It's ass. It's shitty. It sucks. Oh, they're terrible. They hated this. They hated this because what they did here is that they took something very official, government, ICE, very political, ICE, immigration, and they turned it into a Halo franchise. And 343 Halo Studios, Microsoft, they can do fucking anything about it. Same with the Pokemon thing. ICE has published an actual deportation number since January. And they just hate ICE. Like, ICE is just there. They just do not like it. You got stuff like this where they're comparing Halo now to that. And isn't it funny how quickly these leftists jump on the other side of this when it's something that they thought was theirs on their side. So everybody's saying we won. Now, here's the true thing. Here's the truth. They're saying we won, gamers won. Man, like Halo Studios, yeah, they got rid of that. What is her name? Something Boone, Sarah Boone. There's a lot of woke activists that probably got let go, but man, these studios are still so full of these people, and maybe them in the ass to like tone it down a little bit in the games, because what we saw with Battlefield 6, I don't think there's a lot of that in there, and a lot of these games you're starting to see now they've toned down a lot of this stuff. So, but don't let it go. These people still. I got what I voted for is entrance, and that's what it is. Like people like me who grew up loving Halo and grew up loving the Halo mythos are just like fuck yeah, this is a manly man thing. This is a source of pride for us. Like don't let the activists take it. But you got morons like this guy just like always posting that, like, oh, I hate so much that they took it. And morons like the Act Man saying the only deportation. This guy, like, you can't ever tell what the Act Man's fucking like what side he's on. He's sometimes he sounds like a leftist, sometimes and he does himself. How this guy got a following, the Act Man, is a fucking mystery of science, because he's such a tool. He is such a tool, this Act Man guy. He's on YouTube, I think. He's got like 1 million subs or something. But just an absolute tool. The only deportation I want to see is the guy who runs this account. So he's clearly upset about this, but he made a tweet, again, this Actman guy, like backtracking a little bit. So, he plays a little bit of the fence. He's leftist here when people want it, but as soon as he gets a little backlash, he goes a little bit to the right. That's what some of these people are. This guy was good. Marty O'Donnell, which I believe is the composer of the original Halo or something. He's right-leaning. He's like running for Republican. He's actually in politics. He's way above a lot of us in terms of what he's done and is doing. But he was on that side. When I defeat Susie Lee next year again in Congress, I will work with the Trump administration to destroy the flood once and for all. Now, this guy, once a legend in the Halo community, all the leftists in the comments are going to be like, you're terrible, you're horrible, your original music sucked, blah, 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 blah. They'll just be coming at him like crazy. So, you got to look at that. Destroy the flood, join ICE. I'll never consider working with Microsoft on anything again, ever again. And I'll be citing this tweet. No. Do you think Microsoft gives a fuck what Potato McWhiskey with 20k followers on Twitter says? No. Like, he is so tiny in the mythos of what they would even consider. They're not. Oh my God! Look out! Potato McWhiskey doesn't want to work with Microsoft again. Oh God! Oh, what are they gonna do? Snug decided to show me every single libtard season, and that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And maybe Elon, he likes to pull the strings. Maybe Elon fucking pressed a button on Twitter HQ, and it was like blip. Because I noticed it yesterday, and I was loving it. Because when leftists and liberals, whenever they don't have power over something, they go fucking insane. They go fucking crazy whenever they can't control their whole surroundings. So when you have something like this, where they can't tell the U.S. government what to do, they can't tell Microsoft what to do, it's their franchise being used on an enormous tweet in front of the whole world, they're just gonna go fucking mental. This is a banger from Tycho Dragon. Who'd rather live next door to Covenant elite or Ethiopian migrants? Oh my God, look at them. Oh man. Oh, that's funny. Go fuck yourself. They're so angry. Oh man, were they ever angry? Were they ever angry? Because it was something cool. And like I said, remember when I said before, when they see something cool, They don't want it to be cool. They don't want these manly, cool, epic, awesome things like the government of U.S. The U.S. government posting an awesome tweet like that saying destroy the flood of immigrants. Of course, and they were gonna go mad. Halo posting. So it was all over the place. Yeah, and of course, they're all of a sudden they're all political experts. What timeline do we even live in? This is the best timeline, man. I cannot believe they posted this, and it had to be. See, you don't realize that all these decisions had to be made by someone. They didn't just wake up one day like most of us do and just shit post whatever the fuck comes to our mind. What they do is this is very concentrated. They know the type of person that they're appealing to here. They're appealing to the young male like me that is like me and looks like me, that is very disenfranchised and is very, upset with immigrants flooding into the country. Immigrants who have no right to come here and take what they have. And that's who they're appealing to. And it worked. It worked hella good. Because, man, if you're in the U.S. and you're a young Halo bro growing up on Doritos and Mountain Dew in the early 2000s, and you had no, job prospects or life experience, ICE is looking pretty goddamn fucking tempting right now. 50K bonus, all this authority. It's epic move on their hands. They're gonna. I imagine they're. I'm. I imagine ICE's recruitment will surge to like 1100% after this. Wait, I get to be Master Chief? The libtard gamers crying and screaming and shitting and throwing up because the cool super soldier game about aliens incredibly obvious religious images may be right wing coded. It's like, yep. And it's the same thing with Warhammer 40k too. It's like liberals, I've said this many times, that liberals hate Warhammer 40k. They'll play it, they'll paint their Marines rainbow colors, they'll go to tournaments and try and beat all the chuds. Why? Because they fucking hate that the Space Marines are so cool, that the Imperium is so cool, that all these aliens and this big war is so cool, and Chaos are cool. They hate that it's cool. They have to make it lame like they are. They cannot stand the fact. This was a good one from this guy. I trolled this guy and had this guy, got this guy going. Calling human people the flood is fascist ideology. It's abhorrent that Microsoft would allow this. Human people, the flood. Parasitic organisms like the flood. Human people. You do know that these people come to our country. They leech off of our resources. They take things from our citizens. They commit crimes. Look at what's happening in Europe. You really want to let's have sympathy for them. Okay. So yeah, you have, let's say you're a Guatemalan immigrant who come and you just like, he's had such a hard life. He wants to just work in a field making, $15 an hour. That's his goal in life. Yeah, there are people like that. But how do you disseminate or how do you distinguish the two of a guy who comes in for Ecuador, has killed people in his home country, sells drugs, smuggles people, and these people can just waltz freely into our society? I would argue to say that the flood is a little better than these people, because at least the flood has a structure. This flood are this separate entity. These are just humans that are awful. These are just humans that are terrible. They come to our country, commit crimes, take advantage of our system, take advantage of our money, take our everything. It's worse than the flood. It's abhorrent that Microsoft would allow this. Be Microsoft, sell out to Sony, Unreal Engine 5 remake of Trump admin Halo posting original art style. What a fucking timeline. Yeah, no kidding. And that's I didn't even cover that. The Sony thing is that, like, for me I was like, whatever. I mean, I'm glad that PlayStation Bros get a taste of the Halo franchise, and they should make more Halo franchises. The gold post stymie. The left will literally give these people driver's license and healthcare and food and call you racist when you ask why. Yeah, no kidding. That's literally what it's like. Is that, oh, let's have some empathy. Let's be empathetic to these illegal immigrants and migrant criminals. It's like, dude, you know that you're not being like, are you going to be empathetic towards random third world strangers that you don't even know? Or are you going to be empathetic to your own people who want to walk down the street and be safe? Not everybody in this world is a nice person. In fact, there's plenty of people that are awful in this world. And I think that the biggest trick for us going forward has to be weeding out the people that are awful from the people that are good, because that's the only way we can create a good society, is to get rid of the awful people. Official government Twitter accounts are becoming nursing homes for millennials. You know, clearly this struck a nerve. This is, oh yeah, Paul Tassi. I was like, Paul Tassi was fucking melting down that day, and he isn't the only leftist shill, you know, that did this. He is one of many, but man, he did not like that. Probably time to get you off your ass now. But look at, I mean, like, what are they meant to do? Oops. There's a difference between stupid AI means and using Halo recruit ICE saying destroy immigrants while comparing them to mutant inhuman races. There's really good at purge. Yeah, look at this post I got. Hi, U.S. government, please stop using our properties. U.S. government, no. Microsoft, okay. Okay, buddy. But yeah, I mean, this was the post that constantly went up, because I remember when this post came out, Pride 2024, it went nuclear. It went absolutely nuclear, because you can't just take something like that and make it all about that. You know, what does that have to do with the Halo universe? Really? Like, you're gonna tell me that people just can take these things and, like, if you want to make like Veilguard and put that all over that, sure. But Halo. So people were putting all kinds of statements out over this, and yeah, oh yeah, sure. Who do you think Master Chief is gonna be on the side of? The, you know, people who, oh, my headphones are getting low. That's okay. We'll just finishing this fight. I love it. Swarming bug on. This is a good one. Tony Soprano calling government team. We gotta clip these stunts to starve humans. They just hated it. They hated it, and they were pulling anything out of the ether to try and get at Homeland Security for posting this. Reddit government. You know, what are you talking about? Like, Redditors, this is something I bet you wasn't even on Reddit. Like, I bet you Reddit was scrubbed of this, because they would have hated it. Here, let's see if we can find anything about it on Reddit. I hate Reddit with a burning passion. That place is a fucking cesspool. But let's just see if we got anything Halo on it. Because yeah, this is prime. A big one. U.S. government uses Halo images to call to destroy immigration. Microsoft does not decline to comment. Gaming circle jerk. Oh, here we go. This will be a good one. Okay, so they did. I mean, I should have known. They were going to say something about it, but let's look at this shit. This is gonna go over well with them. Official White House page uses Halo for ICE propaganda. My politics. So GameStop marketing team did. Oh man, Halo, yeah. IO, this fucking sucks. I think we actually might be in hell. Oh, get over your fucking selves. Are you fucking kidding me, you dumbasses? Oh my god. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? What a terrible reality we live in where the government gets rid of illegal people who aren't even supposed to be in this country. Oh my god, it's awful. Characterizing people just trying to survive in a shitty regime. Oh man. You know what? Reddit is a mirror into a world of people who think completely opposite of you. And that's why I find Reddit so fascinating. I've been banned from this site many times. But I thought video games cause violence. I didn't know RFK Jr. said it last week. Referring to immigrants as parasitic hive, how much blatant may you get? Wish video games weren't so political, motherfuckers are really quiet now. Isn't the president literally, yeah, you know, so they pull that one out of the woodwork. Microsoft will roll over on this and let the White House do just like Nintendo. Yeah, so they really hated the Nintendo one because it was like Nintendo is known for attacking pros. I mean, the U.S. government, U.S. government has supreme power. They're not gonna just allow some company to be like, don't use their stuff. And just like you know what would be great is when the new Halo comes out and they all fucking buy it anyway. I'm tired, boss. It's a joke. Calm down. Oh, of course. I'm surprised that isn't at 100 downvotes. Grow up and realize this isn't a joke. Get mad that us and the U.S. government is acting like a bunch of spoiled children. It's very odd, isn't it? It's just wholly based. LOL based. Someone should tell Micro's using. Well, I've been through that one a couple times. I could vomit. The fact that makes them so angry is just beautiful. Crazy move after. But, I mean, like, let's look at this in the future. I mean, what do you think the, like, you know, what is that? The modern Halo government or whatever, the USNC or whatever, what do you think they're going to take the stance on? Do you think their societies are just be overrun with illegal immigrants and criminals? It's so funny that they just don't understand an IP. They don't understand worlds and universes. They want everything to conform to an Los Angeles 2020 mindset. They think that's the right. Wait, we want to join a police that run by Ice Cube? Bad look for GameStop. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure, bro. I'm sure GameStop is really upset about the 43 million views and the fact that they actually put this out. So yeah, this one was clearly I think this one is the biggest trigger for them. They went absolutely ballistic over that. Don't use the game I grew up with on to advance your dogshit political BS. You will see in these comments. Let's see. Oh, there it is. There it is. See, I told you. It's like that's the best point ever to these posts, but this was okay. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. Halo was always right-wing Christian story, but you know, we're playing 5D chess. You're playing checkers. It's crazy that people think like this. That they're so upset over ICE and that when this was perfectly okay. Oh, it's just people existing. Just let people exist. It's like, man, just let us exist without illegal criminals. Like that's our biggest goal is to crush immigration and mass migration. Oh, oh no, I gotta go from. Oh yeah, okay. So let's go. Oops. Go all the way there. Let's do a few more of these because these are good. And I honestly, there's no way I could ever there's no way I could ever cover these. There's millions of these. And unfortunately, one of my famous YouTubers just got in on this. It's good. It's really good. We're having a good time with this one. Finishing the fight. Stay away from the franchise. I love you. You know, look, and these. There were a lot of these. There were a lot of these accounts. They've got Halo as their profile picture. They've got Palestine or LGBT flags in their bios, and they were just livid. They were livid because one of the most important pieces of news on the entire planet was their thing being, this is now our thing. Salty cracker, that was a beautiful comment. Can you imagine how upset the ugly chicks at Bungie are? Yeah, yeah, I'll imagine there. Oh God, I like the entire CCU Activision back in college for nothing. Oh my God, that's so true. So true. How could anything be more on point than that? That is how a lot of them got in. I would more than imagine. This will have some good comments. Illegal immigrants. Thank you for this intention on this matter. The Flood is a parasitic, hive-minded alien species in the Halo universe that infects and assimilates other life forms that spreads a destructive influence. It's like, wait a second. Is that profile picture? That's a beautiful profile picture there. First, yeah, whatever. That was a beautiful picture. Side note, amazing profile picture. So yeah, you had what you did have is this is of course you had lots of leftists freaking out, losing their fucking minds, screeching and screaming. But what you did have is you had a lot of like fairly professional people coming out with these very professionally mitigated tweets that kind of were along the lines of this is very wrong. We shouldn't allow this. This is not right. It's dehumanizing. It's like, yo, you know, just let it go. This is beyond disputable. This is a low bar of humanizing people, parasitic aliens. You missed the joke, bro. You missed it. How about y'all get real jobs instead? Yeah, the anime porn brain, 100 flags in bio were very, very, very upset over this type of activity because Halo was like, oh, we got cat ears, and ooh, we got pride posts from Halo. It's like this is our thing. It's like, ha, Juds lost, but oh, were they wrong? This shows, Jesus Christ, y'all are annoying. Why make a post like that? Realistically speaking, this Chris dude, why make a post where you're so obviously upset over something? Just to voice it into the ether that you didn't want something to happen that clearly is going to happen whether or not you like it at all. That's a great meme, and that's probably exactly what they were going for there. Look at that, and that's another one too. Is that like, why would someone post that? They're so obviously upset over something that how the fuck does that person have 3,600 followers? I think I've thought this for a long time, but I think Twitter is full of people who just have bought followers. That there's some method where you can like 10 followers, $2.99, 50 followers, $16.99. You know, there's something like that, because some of these people, they just have no interesting perspectives on life, but yet somehow they garner a shitload of followers. It makes no sense. But please let Microsoft sue the shit out of these losers. Yeah, he hammer. That's gonna happen. The head of Xbox right now. I mean, Xbox has a lot of other problems besides this. Oh, that's Melissa Boone, who got, a lot of people thought she got fired, but these people, like, they have a way of, like, their diversity and their racial, you know, whatever they are, they have a way of just getting away from all consequences in the modern world. So I imagine she was like, it was like, big severance package, here you go, you know, here's another job opportunity. But like, they wanted to get rid of her because that was such a terrible look for Halo, and I'm so happy that now we're in this phase of Halo. We're getting combat, we're getting campaign evolved. The very likely is going to be some level of, you know, goodness out of campaign evolved, even though I think that it's like, you know, they should give us campaign evolved Halo 2, you know, Halo 3 remastered, and have a package and be like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make Halo 1, 2, 3 all in the Unreal Engine thing. We're going to make a whole new multiplayer that incorporates all three of the games, and like, everything's going to be new and fresh in Halo, and we're not going to get any more, you know, trans flags, cat girl. That we're done with that. That would sell their, that would put their stock into the stratosphere. I mean, campaign evolved looks good, but what are they just gonna make the first game? Are they just gonna, you know, like, make no multiplayer? No, of course not. They're gonna make a multiplayer. But what they should do is make 1, 2, 3 all in, this is all one game. Make Halo 1, 2, 3 all in this new pretty engine with all this great stuff. Make the multiplayer incorporate all three games with all the content, and then you got all the maps from 1, 2, and 3. You've got all the features from 1, 2, and 3, all looped into one package with all of one multiplayer. They would sell billions. It would be the definite Halo multiplayer. You maybe even include some of the maps from the other games in, and just make a big multiplayer shitfest. Make 4-player campaign, you know, 4-player co-op campaigns of all three of the games. Just go nuts with it. You have the license, but they never do. And make new story missions, which I think they're doing for Campaign Evolved, but just like, make a whole new set with the three games. There's so much you can do with the Halo franchise, but they've sat on this franchise for so long, unsure of what the fuck to do with it, that it's saturated. And, you know, hopefully they bring it back, and hopefully they don't make it stupid again. Comparing migrants and refugees. Won't someone think of the migrant? Won't someone think of the poor, you know, fucking illegal criminals flooding into our country and stealing everything from us? Terminally online leftist. Oh god. You know that you're gonna get shithole opinions from any person like that. Halo has always been kind of that coded. I'm sorry, it's over. There's no coming back from it. At this point, they just like terminal TDS. Terminal TDS. Stop the count. It's good. It's really, really, really good stuff. And, you know, we're talking about this one. This is the one that is here. Wait, let's just go to. Let's go to this, because this for me was heartbreaking. We have to talk about this. Now, there's no secret that I'm a fan of Angry Joe. Now, if you know about the Angry Joe mythos, you will know that the team of them, they feel very right wing. They talk right wing. They joke around like a bunch of Trump supporters. They all three of them, Angry Joe, Other Joe, and whatnot. They're just like that, you know. They feel like one of the bros. So when you see Angry Joe going absolutely deranged leftist lunatic, it's heartbreaking because he just is not there. Oh, he deleted it. I think he deleted the tweet. He did one to that ice post. He did on, yeah. Angry Joe deleted a big tweet of his. Where is it? It was heartbreaking to see because he just fucking melted down. Not in there. Oh wait, here it is. 7. Yeah, here we go. So this was Angry Joe's big tweet, 3.5 million. And look at like what he posted. Fuck guys, fuck Donald Trump, get the fuck out of here with the Halo shit. You mean my odds, police state propaganda, blah 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 blah. And that led to a massive flurry of him tweeting like a madman. Over all this. Super Herman, what are we talking about? He's fighting with Grums. He's fighting with Endymion. He's posting that, reposting this. He's just going off the. It's heartbreaking because you can tell that Alex has, he doesn't like wokeness. He's made so many times that you've seen Alex talk, and he's like, Wizards of the Coast. Oh, they fucking ruined it. It's like, I wonder why. Veilguard, they were all just holding it back in their mouth, being like, don't talk about this, other Joe. It's like they're like that. And it's pretty sad because that's just what angry, and like, look at how he's melting down here. Joe had a very bad day a couple days ago there. He was just going ballistic on Endymion. Here, wait, where's that one post? Angry Joe lost his shit, and it was so obvious to people. It was obvious. You can tell. You can just tell sometimes the way someone is. Like, there wasn't a very well thought out, and attacking young creators. Like he did. Like if Endymion struck a nerve there, he definitely fell for it because look at this post. Dear God, Joe. And when I saw this, I was like, here, wait, where's that post of mine? I posted the best banger ever. That was a good one I posted. Such a good. It's and people were. I felt bad because in a lot of those comments, yeah, he had supporters, but man, were people ever hitting him for it. God, where's that post? I posted an absolute banger in one of these. Because he's like, you could tell, like, just over the course of the days, he's just going nuts over it. Every little thing, every little. This is the one I posted. Other Joe, put the phone down, Angry Joe. He's just like, he was not doing himself any favors that day. And people were coming at him like crazy because that's just what, Angry Joe, he's got his political opinions. I will give him that, but he is not doing himself any favors with this TDS that he's got because he just isn't. He seems like he would be a Trump supporter. That's the weirdest thing about Angry Joe. Is like, for sure, you could tell me he was just a totally. He talks like a right wing person. He acts like a right wing person. He has opinions like a right wing person. He makes fun of people. He makes fun of things. For him to be a leftist and the party of empathy, I don't know what you call him, libertarian or center. I wouldn't say so. The amount of TDS he's gotten, and he's doing something weird there. He's just like, he's fighting with Jeremy from Cobra Cast, and like it was heart wrenching as an Angry Joe fan. As you can tell, he hasn't posted. He hasn't posted in a day. Reposting something that that got community notes. It's just like it was a streak of very embarrassing moments for Angry Joe, and I don't know. I still love the guy, but at the same time, like, as a fan, you gotta just hold your head sometimes. It's the same thing with Colbert and Jon Stewart in The Daily Show. They're fucking funny. I love them. Yeah, they've got TDS. Yeah, they're totally into the leftist side of things, but I can appreciate them for what they are entertainer wise. They're not like waving rainbow flags around and dyed their hair blue. They haven't gone completely insane. They seem to be picking the side that's losing, unfortunately, but they, God, that's a horrible picture. But, you can tell that this struck a nerve. This, this hit people where it hurt for them, is taking something that they just assumed was, where this is just left wing now, all the people at Halo Studios are that way. What Trump did, he took it back. Took it back, baby. And, if you were to go back here, because I lived during this time, if you were to talk to anyone who is a gamer and into Halo back in the early 2000s, they would be right wing coded. They would be dude bros. They would be cracking jokes about G words. They would be making fun of that. They were watching South Park that was always making fun of these aspects of society, migration, this and that. And there was another meme with JD Vance sitting with Doritos, Mountain Dew, Code Red, and playing Halo, and it's like that's the Halo fanboy. It's like the Halo fanboys are not like wearing cat girl ears and dresses, and just it's not what it's for. And for Trump to have taken back part of America's soul in that way, of the young military loving dude bro, drinking Mountain Dew and playing Halo for 8 hours a day, it's deeply moving, and that clearly that clearly sent them off the edge, because it's a it's a and they went after him when he was saying things like that. So he was an ultra moderate, he was a pretty level-headed guy, but that's not what the leftists care about. They don't care about this shit. They're not in it to, reason and sensibilities. They see anything related to ICE, it's evil, it's the devil, F word, N word, the other one, not that one. But, I mean, they're talking about that. They, oh, what is that? It's like, yeah, it was a power move by Trump. I'll give him that, or whoever's decision it was. The things. There's such a reaction from young gamers, millennial gamers such as myself, and everyone, because it represented a very important time in our culture. Oops. Let's see if we can see these code posts. Red versus blue. It represents a very important time in our culture, where it's like, let's get back to what we know and love, which is Halo is awesome. Immigration is causing destruction in our society. Why are we being nice to these people? It's not what the young Mountain Dew and Doritos eating kids of the early 2000s would have wanted. Is all this weird shit in Halo, and we gotta destroy ICE and blah blah blah. It's a moment in history that they captured perfectly with this. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think that it was a brilliant move. Screw all the leftists melting down over it. It worked. It clearly worked. Whatever happened. So yeah, we're in it to win it, bros. We're winning.